Hey, Jason Hodge here, and what you're catching me doing actually is I am creating content. I'm doing work right now, and I figured, why not take you with me? Okay, so I'm right now going into Facebook, about to make this post, and you see, creating content live, dot, dot, dot. Decided to take you with me before I do my live broadcast for this evening. What am I doing? On audio blogging. I think that's what I'm doing. No, video blogging. Okay, so now take that public. Just posted it. Okay, and unfortunately, right now, well, I shouldn't say it like that, not unfortunately, but you are seeing my face. You're not seeing what I'm posting on my page, which is okay. It's not really that big of a deal. But I am, as I'm going through, okay, let me tell you what I'm doing real quick. All right, so my wife and I, as you know, we just did a broadcast talking about what we're doing in relation to our new blog, jasonandgrace.com. And, our blog is really designed so that a number of things, so that we can take our whole life, right, wrap it up into our blog. And that way, we're not having to do double work. And then as we continue to streamline our lives and start moving things towards that, gray retiring, excuse me, gray retiring, in my making shifts in what it is and how I go about doing my media planning, so that we have more time freedom, more freedom with the family to just be able to travel wherever we want to, whenever we want to, still be able to handle our businesses virtually. So we're setting all of that up right now, and you're actually at the beginning stages of that. We will be connecting with other couples who are doing business together, talking about their techniques, how they're going about making their businesses successful. And mainly the whole reason behind that is because we want to make content that is relevant to you, our viewers, our community, and that can be universally applied, whether it be in your business, your life, whatever, right? And we figured the best way to do that is to lead by example. A lot of times there's a lot of theory involved, and especially when you come to the online world, and you never really know what people are telling you, if it's actually the case or not. And we figured, you know what, why not just do it in front of everybody? And that way they can see, oh, okay, so this is what they actually are doing, how they're getting it done. And hopefully it's something that will inspire you and encourage you to get stuff done yourself. I also realized that for me, I go from either one end of the spectrum or the other. I'm either going to plan everything out, you'll see me like with a stack of these index cards or like hundreds of mind maps literally online if I'm doing a digital type of plan out. And the minutia of that is that you never really can plan everything out. So there are techniques that I use in order to help, knock things down, really chunk them down to get things done. And that is creating the overarching picture and then starting to fill in the details. I tend to think in outline form. And, I'll use cards, write down different concepts, break them down, and then start filling in the blanks. And then at any time that I need to hit the go button on the stuff, it is at a usable space enough for me to be able to go, move through the concepts, knock them out, and then keep it moving, right? So you probably hear my kids in the background. Like I said, on this particular hangout, it is just very impromptu. I'm just moving, and I figured let me just let you in on this process. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is creating what we call our editorial calendar. I want to go through look at our communities, see what questions are being asked a lot of. And that way I know that I don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to trying to manufacture answers to questions that may not be being asked. And ideally, when you are trying to connect with your audience, you want to make sure that you are answering their questions, not your questions. So the best way for me to do that is to go through, look at their questions, and whatever questions I've responded to, I'm harvesting those. I went through one of the communities that I've been involved with for years, and I decided to go ahead and do a search on all of the questions that I've answered over the years. And because I answer things based on principles as opposed to the latest tactics of the day, uh, what I have found is that my answers can be used and reappropriated for years. I mean, I don't know if any of the answers have ever gone south, meaning have ever become obsolete. And the reason is because I don't focus on the tools of the day. I focus on the principle at play. The principle at play is always going to, it's going to span the test of time, because true principles, real principles, they never outdate. They may get worded a little differently, but when you boil it all down, they're the same thing over and over and over again. So that's what it is. I went through, found the different answers, and there was like, I won't say hundreds, but there are quite a few of them over the years that I've answered. And I said, okay, this is good, usable content. And then also it keeps me from having to reinvent the wheel. Don't know if you're hearing that in the background. That's my youngest. He's got some vocals on him. Okay, so what we're doing, let's see, what do we have going on here? Okay, so I'm now going through and, mapping out, let me see if I could pull this up for you, and that way, because you probably don't really want to look at me all this, through this whole event. And this video will be reappropriated, just to let you know that. Let me see if I can. Okay, you know what? I am very leery about opening up another program. Reason being is that when I open too many programs and I've got the camera going, audio and all of that, and I'm recording, it could lock the system up because the system does not have the greatest amount of RAM. So what I may do is take this video, and it is on the page now. If you click on the link that you see, you will more than likely see this video as a part of the post that is working now. I will adjust the link, and that way when I do put subsequent videos up, another broadcast and things like that, you won't think that you're going to go for the video that you're seeing right now and end up on our blog and you get a totally different video, maybe freak you out. So I'll make sure that that I do adjust that. I see folks are clicking on the other post that we did, the live broadcast that we did just about an hour or so ago, which is good. All right, you know what? As we're doing this, okay, I am going to share my screen because I want to go ahead and show you a little bit about what it is that we've got going on here. Let's see. Okay, so what you're about to see is the blog that belongs to me and my wife. Okay, good. I think you're seeing it now. Yes, you're seeing it. All right, so this blog right here, let me hide this. Okay, this is what we're building out. Looking forward to building this out in a very major way. It's kind of like a new house, right? We have been sitting down for the past few weeks just looking at what is it that we ultimately want this to do. And the only way really to figure that out is to just start moving, so we did pull the trigger and we did our first few. Hangouts. We did our first few broadcasts around this. And in the broadcast, we talked about really the one that we just did and we're, I think, the most proud of is working together as a couple. That was the post. And in that, let me see if this is it. Okay, yeah. How do couples work together in business? Okay, that's me and my wife. That's my lovely wife right there. She's awesome people. And so we talked about 16 of the, see the laughter there. We talked about 16 of the ways, and this is the one that I talked about in the video that did not come out. So you've got the blue heads there. We went for about an hour. The actual video was around 32 minutes and change, and nothing actually laid to tape. It was the most hilarious thing that, because we were dog tired when we did it. We had been out all day. Our kids, we took them to the mall. We didn't actually take them to the mall. It just happened to be that where we went, we were going to the Apple store because we needed to change out our cords and chargers and things like that. And so while we were there, our kids were like, oh, can we go to a restaurant? And we were like, well, okay. So we hopped into one of the restaurants there, P.F. Chang, utterly disappointing. It was actually quite disgusting. Now, no offense to P.F. Chang, they may have other restaurants that do well. This one in particular, and what we ordered in particular, was pretty horrible. So we went from there, and that turned into an evening of restaurant hopping. So we popped from there to Cafe Rio, to Red Robin, and then did we go one more place? I know we went to Fred Meyer's afterwards and grabbed ourselves some ice cream. Vegan style ice cream. It's really good. And what ended up happening is that, we had already committed that we were going to do a video, and we were going to create a video for our list, for our community, and to get it out there. And it was going to be somewhat of a training video to talk about, different ways to create content or whatever it was, right? And I mean, the main thing for us was that we wanted to make sure that we did stick to our commitment and create the content. So that ended up being an hour of, I wouldn't say wasted time, but it did show us that we were willing to go ahead and override our extreme exhaustion in order to fulfill our commitment. So I said, okay, kudos to us. I was really happy with the outcome. And so what ended up happening after that is that, well, it was so funny, all of the stuff that happened when we ended up with just the blue heads there, that we ended up watching a movie. There was a movie that I was watching, Jack Ryan, I think was the name of it, I think. And pretty good movie. And I fell asleep on it twice, so I was determined that I was going to watch it. We have Amazon Prime, so I went ahead and grabbed a viewing of that movie. Fell asleep midway through it, but woke up shortly after I fell asleep, so I missed like the middle portion, so I had to rewind that movie in order to, watch it again. Now, why am I telling you all of this, other than the fact that I am rambling? Well, there is a method to this madness, and the method is this. I wanted to demonstrate to you that it really doesn't take a lot to create content. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is that no matter how good or bad your content is, you can always reuse it, you can reappropriate it, you could turn that content into something that can be consumable by your community, by your marketplace. And if you edit it properly, you can take out the sound bites of key principles that you were speaking of inside of that broadcast or that post or that audio, that video, whatever it is that you're doing. You take out the relevant pieces, you edit it, and you discard the irrelevant pieces. Or you put them in a container for later use. Maybe you have a blooper reel or a demo reel, or a reel where you say, okay, this is the most boring content reel, and I want you to see how not to make content. You see, that even becomes relevant content, usable content, valuable content to your community. So here it is. You have a way of creating usable content in a way that is very organic to you. Here it is. I'm talking about getting stuff done, a work session with Jason Hodge. Well, I could have just worked without doing this hangout, but I thought, well, why waste it? It does it doesn't cost me anything to turn on the camera and to record what I've got going on. And what it does give me is the option of utilizing this elsewhere. So when I want to generate some income and I want to spread something to show people how easy it can be to engage a community online, to talk about stuff that is relevant, to give them some value that they can, in exchange, want to get into a deeper relationship with you, to get into business with you, or to learn how to grow their own business, whatever that looks like for you. You have the ability to do that, and for free, basically, by sitting there and doing what I'm doing right now. You can convert your content into cash. How can you do that? Let me give you a few ways here. This content right here, as I'm going through these little sound bites, these points, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other, those points in and of themselves can turn into an ebook, can turn into a report, they can turn into a training module that I have behind a membership site. So for all of those members, like the members that I have, right, who are paying members, who want training on certain things, those sound bites there, I can extract them from what it is that I'm doing right now, rework those things, drop out the video that you're seeing right now, turn it into a slide, and then put that slide with the audio up. Now I've got a unique piece of content with how to do this, how to create content out of nothing, okay? There's a slide name. Second thing is, step one, record everything that you do, or what I like to call document everything that you do. Okay, so now in the documentation, how does that look? Okay, so now that becomes a part of that outline. Well, documentation, I'm gonna go back to the camera now where you can see my face. The documentation, that looks like, let's see, did I do it? Did I get it? Hold on. Screen share. Okay, here we go. Okay, so how does that look? So the documentation, the process looks like what I'm doing right now. I'm creating a video, talking about that on the video. Matter of fact, as I'm doing this, let me adjust the time in which I'm going live on this other video, okay, because I don't want to run into that. Let's see, today is March the 1st. Here we go. Edit. And I'm going to move this down to, let's put it at 11:40. Okay, save changes. Good, it gives me about 10 minutes. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm laughing because I didn't get to it in time. So the announcement went out already that I am going live. And so folks will be looking for the live video. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to now immediately pop on over here, grab this link, copy it. I know you're not seeing any of this, and that's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. But I've got to now take that, create a new post, and that way I can allow people to come back to my blog, and that way they can get some value. Hold on. Okay, add media. All right, so I'm adding that media now. And let me grab the title. This one is on the how do you video blog? And in case you're wondering how you video blog, there are ways to do that. And I'm going to go over that real briefly on this Hangout that is coming up in the next few minutes. Let me go ahead and save draft. This is kind of funny, actually. I'll tell you why. Because you're seeing me put some stuff together. Matter of fact, I should share the screen. Okay, you're seeing me put some stuff together real quick. And let's see. Share. All right, so I'm in the back of my my Kalatu blogging platform, right? And inside of the platform, okay, I'm creating the new blog post. How do you video blog? Jason Hodge gives a brief explanation. Okay, so now as I'm putting this together, you know, and this is actually pretty cool because it will show you the simplicity of creating a blog post, a video post. And the beautiful thing about the video post is that you can always come back and you dress them up, you fix them up a little bit more, but it doesn't stop you. It doesn't keep you from getting stuff done immediately. And then when you know, fix it up, you remarket it again. You market it all over again to get it in front of your community. So let's see. I've often been asked about using video in my blogging and in my marketing. Being that I have a background in video production and you're doing caps to emphasize that, and video marketing, along with building viral online communities. I guess folks feel like I'm more than qualified to answer that question. Decided to do a live hangout of which I'm running a little late with. Should have started 5 minutes ago. Such is life. Boom. Okay, so now let me grab this real quick. I'm going to answer this question on the fly. And briefly go over the mindset around an online community, specifically how I build one over 55,000 a year with minimal marketing. Okay. You want to know how do you video blog? Press the play button and get your video blogging on. Okay, boom. All right, so now I want to make sure that I am monetizing this, right? So I am going to go ahead and plug in our viral blogging system product, because if you are going to blog, it makes sense for you to have a system that will allow you to monetize that blog, where you don't have to jump through a whole bunch of bells and whistles. I'm also participating in the 21-day blogging challenge, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the mix. I'll come back later to handle all of this. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me adjust this real quick. Let me go to 45. See, this is what happens. This is what happens, but it's all right. Okay, 45. Boom. All right. I bet you never thought that you were going to see all the guts and gizzards, the behind the scenes of how this stuff is actually put together. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go up to about here. Okay, I'm making it real easy on myself. I'm not taking a whole lot of time to create the effervescent copy. Okay, that's not what this is about right now. This is about getting it done. Okay, so video blogging. Viral blogging. How to video market and blogging on blog marketing. Wow, my youngin is having a real hard time upstairs. Must be time to brush his teeth or something, or maybe time to go to bed. All right, add done. Okay, I've got 5 minutes before this thing goes live. Okay, let me go through, see what I've got going on in the images. Okay, this one right here is going to be a real big thing. Okay, I don't think I want to do that again. Okay, I don't really have I don't think I have okay, I don't really have a creative for that. I should have created a creative for it. Sounds a little redundant, doesn't it? But you know what? I'm going to reappropriate one. Now I'm going to use that one right there. Okay. Light bulb. Light bulb. Marketing moment. Okay. Video blog. blog easy. Watch this. Broadcast. Okay, again, this is just the, the bare bones alt text video blogging pick. Okay, let me edit the image. Way too big. Okay, let me move this down. Edit. Update. Okay, very good. Ready. Okay, awesome sauce. Okay, good stuff. All right. Move back here. Okay, good. All right, so choose image. I've got 2 minutes. Choose broadcast. Okay. Video made simple. This. All right. Okay, good deal. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to set this as a featured image. Okay, set as a featured image. Boom, good, done. Okay, this is probably the fastest that I have posted. Okay, so now okay, call to action. The banner. Learn more. Okay, publish. View post. Grab post. Copy it. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to paste this right here. Going live now. Post. Okay, so now that is that. It's waiting for me. I've got to jump off of this and move right on into it. So if you want to now tap into the video blogging hangout real quick, then I'd suggest you jump off of this hangout, go to my post on Facebook, or you can go to jasonandgrace.com right now, refresh your page, and then this new blog post that I just put in will be there. Okay, jasonandgrace.com. It will change as I add more things, and you'll just have to search for it. But how do you video blog? Jason Hodge gives a brief explanation. All right. Okay, so that's it right there in a nutshell. I'm going to log out or sign off and then sign back on. Let me give you my face at the end real quick. All right, so it's been great. Thank you for joining me on this live hangout. You saw me create a piece of content. For those of you who are thinking that creating blog posts and content, especially relevant, valuable content, is really hard, it's not. A matter of fact, sometimes we take a little bit too much, and we overcomplicate what we're doing, and it's not necessary. Really, just showing what it is that you can do with very little, very minimal effort uh, can really make a huge difference. So you want more information on this, if you want to know how to do this, if you want to know how to grow and build a business using a blog, definitely plug into what it is that I've got going on. If you're on my blog right now, on me and my wife's blog right now, then click on one of the banners that you see. You can get started right away. And if you're not, then I would say click on one of the links that you see attached to this video, or inbox me if you're watching this on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, direct message me, if you're on Pinterest, repin and inbox me. If you're on YouTube, inbox me as well. All right, catch you later.